we're gonna go over what gear to wear for Supermoto. So as far as gear to wear, I'm going to go in what we often put students in, what I wear myself, and kind of the advantages and disadvantages of both. So first up, we got Morgan is one of our students. He's going to be our official model for just going over kind of some of the school gear that we have and what people typically wear as students coming out. So we'll start off with the boots, which are in exceptional shape. So road racing boots. Road racing boots, the main advantage is a big advantage for wearing road race boots in minis. You don't have to deal with your feet dragging as much. So they're easy to put on, they're lightweight, they're great for minis. That would be the upside. Downside is just plain old protection. For Supermoto, I very strongly, highly recommend motocross boots. However, I do have road race boots that I will wear when running minis, just to not have to deal with my toe dragging. So I would make that your decision. If you're riding full-size bikes and you have a choice in the matter, definitely go with motocross boots. Next up are full leathers. So these leathers we got from the Superbike School, so thank you Superbike School for giving us your guys' old leathers. And the main advantage is obvious, it's going to be the most protective option. There is, and then of course people talk about the heat being the main downside, which of course they're not going to vent and they're going to be extremely hot. A lot of times people say, you know, if you're willing to it's better to sweat than bleed, which is true. However, when it's 105 and you're running outside, heat stroke is an actual risk. So that is something to take into account when wearing leathers. For Supermoto, I recommend going up exactly one size. I know you're not supposed to, but just being able to move around, again, that's going to be able to reduce risk as well. And then we just have any standard back protector is fine in there. For the helmet, street helmets, again, probably the most protective option, but they're not going to vent like motocross helmets do. So the main advantage, obviously, he's got the tinted shield, and protection-wise, it's all there. Downside of that is, again, motocross will have better ventilation and better visibility all around. Gloves, which you don't have on you, but basically standard road race gloves. Again, exact same thing. Going to be more protective. I prefer, even though you're supposed to have everything covered up with full gauntlets, I prefer short gauntlet gloves. And the reason is you risk about that much skin on a Supermoto, but you get all that air going up your arm. So that's a spot of risk that I'd be willing to take. How did it work out today? Too hot? Worked out pretty good.
It's a little warm, but once you're riding, it's not too bad.
Yeah, no big deal. And then you come in here and you have the air conditioning. So that's basically kind of a standard sport bike gear at a Supermoto track. If there's one thing I would change, I would add motocross boots, and then of course we'll get into some of the wicking and underlayer stuff in just a second. All right, and before I get geared up in my stuff, secret weapon are these force field body armor impact shorts. I've high-sided on asphalt at least 3 or 4 times in these things. I've also used them in skating bowls, and I've had 10-foot falls to my hip, and I'm absolutely convinced that these have saved me from a broken hip, probably more than one time. Also has a tailbone protection if you're a big kook like me and you loop wheelies, which I like to do about once every 3 or 4 years. So again, this goes under my gear. I'm gonna go suit up right now and then we'll go over all my stuff. Next up, under layers, Under Armour brand or any other wicking shirt. This is a Virus, which is the most comfortable. This thing has been used. All my stuff's old and dirty, but this makes a colossal difference. Some people wear the full long sleeves. I actually prefer a short sleeve one, mostly just because you spend so much time out of the leathers, out of your gear, and this is the most comfortable for me. So wicking shirt, absolutely mandatory is to have wicking underlayers under your textile or under your leathers. All right, guys, now going over my gear. So obviously I'm here every weekend at the track. It's ridiculously hot, so I make some compromises in my gear for both coaching and riding. We'll start with boots. Boots, these are the CD Crossfires. Honestly, the older Crossfires fit me better, but these look rad and they're not old. A lot of times people talk about, quote, the best boot, which is it's just like helmets. So nobody can recommend a boot for you. You really need to go try them on. Don't order them online. Go try on 3 high quality boots, Alpine Stars, CD, Guarantees, whatever. Find whatever fits you the best. Ultimately, that's going to be the best boot, not what somebody else says is the best quality boot. So make sure your boots fit nice and tight and snug. I would say the #1 injury we see out here would be ankle injuries. So if there's one thing that you want to kind of emphasize the most, it would be good quality boots that fit right. Next up, I like using basic kind of this is a sport, very well vented textile pant. Again, there's some compromise here. You can see my nice rips right here, but good armor. They have sliders if for once in a blue moon when I feel like knee dragging, at least on one of the sides. Easy to get in and out of, nice and cool. And the main thing is, again, there's a compromise. I don't have knee braces on. I go in and out of my gear a lot during the day when I'm coaching. I like having pants with the built-in knee armor. But if you have knee issues and you want to be super protective, basically knee braces would be the way to go. Under that is the impact shorts that I already mentioned. Up top, and again, this is on the compromise thing, I use a Fox Titan impact jersey, which is nice, good, thick, good pads, very good shoulder protection, very good elbow protection, awesome back protection. The compromise is in your flanks. So frankly, if I go down at speed, I'm gonna have road rash right here. That's a risk I've chose to take because, again, it's so flexible, very comfortable, and I just like to feel comfortable and like in control of my bike. So that's what I choose to wear. The SoCal Supermoto jerseys, these are our new jerseys. These are good for 2 to 3 seconds a lap. So you probably want to pick up one of those available at our shop. And then helmet and stuff. These work great and nice and tinted. Helmets are going to go into the same category as boots. Nobody can recommend a helmet for you. I wear Arai helmets because I have a skinny head, and these fit skinny heads the best. All other helmets pinch my forehead and have a tendency to kind of slide up. So this is my kind of tried and true. All my stuff is worn out. I need some new gear. And then finally, gloves. Frankly, I wear inadequate gloves. I use dirt bike gloves. Carino's shaking his head at me right now. I do not expect these to protect me, but again, I'm kind of coaching, and frankly, I'm old and I don't crash as much. So I do a compromise. I use MX gloves with the expectation that they're not going to protect me. What I would do is go one of those kind of like street hooligan type gloves, short gauntlet, leather, armor in there, and you're going to be good to go. But we'll take it out on the track, and we got some other topics we're going to cover for some videos today and just kind of see what the gear looks like and moving around and what it looks like on the track.